We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Second half starts with a run by Abdullah. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
He'll drop to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Fielded just inside the 20. Well, nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up second down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. And he slings one that's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And it's 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Solomon Thomas able to drop him for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. taken from just outside the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
Finding room inside the 40. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Garoppolo now. And off the deflection, it's caught. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play.
Now, that's a defensive coordinator's nightmare right there. You're covering everyone, and the guy's not even the intended receiver ends up making the play.
Right place, right time, I guess.
When that ball's tipped up in the air like that, you've got to go up and get it. Offense and defense, and in this case, the offense ended up grabbing it.
Here's McKinnon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Garoppolo looks to throw. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Flex round! Flex round! Here we go!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Finds a seam inside the 40. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And finally down at the 32-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. On the ground, this is Kamara. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the fourth. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Out to his left. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down.
What may seem a little unorthodox to some people, got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
Now, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Well, the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
McKinnon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now Garoppolo, eluding the pressure right. To the right side, caught by Saleh. A very solid gain of 27. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Coleman. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tevin Coleman taking it in from 11 yards out. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. It's good, and it's 21-10. Gold now out to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line.
There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is.
But definitely not in your own red zone.
In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score. and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team.
Yeah, so the kickoff fumble now, great field position. He's going to get it running right. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line is really hunkered down and establishing.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Buying time to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep left. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for Minnesota. 42 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it all the way down to the 3.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs from 3 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. And they got the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Bailey now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. To throw is Garoppolo. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. On third down, it's Coleman. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Being chased out left. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Vikings on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
Looking to throw. Flushed out right. Left side caught by Diggs. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back to throw here. Flush to his right. And this is incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
They're going to look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. And Bailey able to knock it through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. So the field goal means we're back to a one-score game, but with no timeouts left, I think this has to be an onside kick.
I like your analysis there, partner. I think you're right. You need the ball back. That's probably your only avenue.
So just under 2 minutes to play, and this would figure to pretty much be your ball game right here. And the 49er hands team does its job. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Jimmy Garoppolo remembers 7-0 lifetime as an NFL starter. He's got the lead here in the opener with a Niner first down. They'll toss it to Coleman. In a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing it, well, he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. D. Ford in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for him.
And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
Back to throw. Dancing to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And this will be caught at the 30. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
Flex round! Flex round! Ohio! Ohio!
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. D. Ford in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Toss play to McKinnon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Coleman now. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, it's Coleman. And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game. So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This will be taken short. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. And now out comes Minnesota. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for the 49ers, not much to complain about here. They come in and